Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the major and important Ramsar Sites of India, which has been declared, the wetlands which has been declared Ramsar Site this particular year, and other important wetlands that have been making the headlines. So first of all, let us try to understand what do we mean by the term Ramsar Sites. So it was actually a convention that was signed in 1971 in a city called as Ramsar of the Iran on the 2nd of February. So basically it is an intergovernmental treaty that provides framework for national actions as well as international cooperation for the conservation and wise use of wetlands as well as the resources. The World Wetlands Day, that is why we celebrate every year on 2nd February of 1971, basically in the honor of the treaty that was signed on this particular day. Currently, we talk about the status of India. In the South Asia, India has largest number of wetlands that is under the Ramsar sites, a Ramsar list, and today it stands at a number of 80. So basically, if we talk about what are wetlands, let us try to understand this first, because Ramsar site is nothing but it is such wetlands which has been included under the Ramsar category or Ramsar list. So basically, wetlands can be simply defined as an areas of marsh, fen, peatland or water, whether it can be both natural as well as man-made, that is artificial in nature. Second, it can be permanent body of water or even temporary body of water. With water, that is both, it is static, that means water can be stagnant, as well as the water can be in the state of flow also. And in the terms of salt content, any kind of water bodies, whether it is fresh water body having very low salt content, brackish water body having medium level of salt, or saline water body having salt content of more than 30-35 grams per parts per thousand, including areas of marine water, the depth of which during the low tide should not exceed 6 meters. So when these conditions are fulfilled, then such kind of water bodies are what we can term as wetlands. Now we talk about the distribution of wetlands across the world. The global area that is covered under wetland today stands somewhere to be about 6.4%. And the number of wetlands is highest in United Kingdom, that stands at 175, and then at the second number we have Mexico, which has total number of wetlands of about 142. Now if we talk about a country where we are having the largest area under Ramsar Convention, that country is a country around equator that is part of South American landmass, that is called as Bolivia. And similarly, if we talk about the Cobourg Peninsula in Australia, as you can see from this map here, situated somewhere to the northern part of Australia nearby Timor Sea, it is world's first Ramsar site. So again, very important information from the prelims perspective. Bolivia has largest area under Ramsar Convention, United Kingdom has the largest number of Ramsar sites in the world, and the Cobourg Peninsula in Australia is the world's first Ramsar site. Three very important facts from prelims. Now let us try to understand the wetland situation in India. So as per the National Wetland Inventory and Assessment, the total area that is covered under wetland stands today at around 152,600 square kilometers. Now in this, inland natural wetland occupies about 43.4% of total area. The coastal wetland occupies 24.3% of total wetland area. In India, the maximum area that is covered under wetland is situated in the state of Gujarat, that is the western coastal region of India, where 34,700 square kilometers, or roughly we can say 22.7% of the total wetland area of India is situated within this single state. Similarly, the other three states are Andhra Pradesh at the second number, then we have Uttar Pradesh, and then we have the West Bengal. Also, if you look here, the largest Ramsar sites of India. So first of all, in terms of area, it is the Sundarban. As you know that Sundarban is also the largest delta in the world, formed by river Brahmaputra, Ganga and Hooghly. So situated in the state of West Bengal, covering an area of almost 4,230 square kilometers. At the second position, we have the Vembanad coal wetland, which is a lake or coastal lagoon located in the state of Kerala, is spread over area of 1512 kilometers. At third number, we have again a coastal lagoon in the state of Odisha, that is Chilka Lake or Chilka Lagoon with 1165 kilometers. Then Kolleru Lake in Andhra Pradesh, which earlier was a lagoon and now due to continuous advancement of Krishna and Godavari Delta, it has been converted into an inland lake. Then we have Bhitarkarnika mangroves, again formed due to confluence of rivers South Koel and Sank in the state of Odisha, covering an area of about 650 square kilometers. And the sixth we can write here is the Astamudi wetland, again in the state of Kerala with an area of about 614 square kilometers. So these are the top 6 wetlands, top 6 Ramsar sites in India we talk about from the perspective of area. Since we are talking about the largest Ramsar site, which is the smallest Ramsar site? Now the smallest Ramsar site is situated in the state of Himachal Pradesh. The name is Renuka wetland and it covers just about 0.2 square kilometers of the area. So the largest and smallest, both kind of Ramsar sites, wetlands we have covered here. Now the question that we can ask is, we already know that Kuborg is the region which received the first Ramsar site. This basically was included as the first Ramsar site at the global scale, which is the first Ramsar sites in India. So it is not one but 2 Ramsar sites were included first, or 2 wetlands were included under Ramsar Convention first in India. The first obviously is in year 1981, you have the Chilka Lake that we just have discussed, situated in the coastal region of Odisha. Now if you talk about Chilka Lake, it is a brackish water lagoon. What is lagoon? Lagoon is simply a lake that is situated in the coastal areas, that is surrounded by land from 3 sides and open to ocean from only 1 side. So that is called as lagoon. So it is a brackish water lagoon. Now what do we mean by brackish water? Brackish water means that the salt content of this water body will be somewhere between 5 parts per thousand to 35 parts per thousand. It's spread over 3 regions or 3 districts of Odisha, that is Puri, famous for its Jagannath temple, Khurda district and the Ganjam district of Odisha. Also, Chilka Lake is Asia's largest and world's second largest lagoon. As you just have discussed, it spans over an area of more than 1100 square kilometers. Earlier, if you talk about Chilka Lake, it was well known for the species of dolphin that is called as Iravadi dolphin. Also, near the Chilka Lake, you have a wildlife sanctuary that is called as Nalban Wildlife Sanctuary, and here you have a temple, a very famous well-known temple that is called as Calir temple situated here. Now within Ramsar Convention, you have a separate category where some wetlands are put, that is called as Montreux Record. So especially those wetlands which are which are suffering from high level of destruction due to either human region or natural regions and which require urgent restoration measures are put under the Montreux Accord. So both national government as well as international cooperation can work to achieve again a better status or better health status of this particular wetland. So Chilka Lake was earlier placed in Montreux Accord, however later on it was removed because due to the efforts of state government as well as national government, central government, it was restored back to the earlier state. Now, Ramsar Wetland Conservation Award also was given to the same wetland because of the restoration measures that we have seen and its impact we have seen in Chilka Lake. Also, Chilka Lake is known as the largest wintering ground for the migratory birds, especially the birds which are coming or flying from Siberia. They stay here near the coastal regions of this Odisha, coastal state of Odisha in India for some time, and again they go to Africa. So, largest wintering ground for migratory bird including Siberian crane. The second wetland which was put under Ramsar site category at the same time in the same year of Chilka Lake is Keoladev Ghana National Park, which is situated in the state of Rajasthan, and it is in the Keoladev Ghana National Park you also have bird sanctuary that is called as Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. Not only that, its importance can be understood from the fact that it has been declared also as UNESCO World Heritage Site in the environmental category, and this wetland also was put under the Montreux Record because of the threat that it was facing both due to natural as well as this human made or man made factors. Now Keoladev Ghana National Park is well known for the Siberian crane that again use it as their resting habitat, And overall, if we talk about the vegetation in this area, it has a tropical dry deciduous forest, tropical dry deciduous vegetation, as well as grassland habitats. Now, the main threats that currently the Keoladeo-Ghana National Park faces is the drought-like situation that keeps on coming here frequently, and the last severe drought that it witnessed was near 2007. Apart from that, the Keoladeo-Ghana National Park is basically a wetland that has largely developed due to the construction of a dam called as Ajan Dam over the Gambhir river that is passing through the state of Rajasthan. Now, let us try to understand what are the Ramsar sites that, or what are the wetlands that has been declared as Ramsar site in the recent years. So, first of all, in the state of Haryana, we have the Sultanpur National Park that is situated on the Gurugram highway in Haryana, and it is well known for the Central Asian flyway. That means the migratory species, the migratory birds that move from the Central Asia region to India and to Africa, they use this particular routes, and that is why the species of birds such as Siberian crane, greater flamingo, rough back winged stilt, these are the major birds that use this national park or the Ramsar site as a waiting post. Then the next important wildlife sanctuary, that is Bhindawa's Wildlife Sanctuary. It has also been declared as this wetland under Ramsar category. It is situated along the bank of a river that is coming out from the Aravalli hill ranges passing between Gujarat to Delhi in the western part of India. The river is called as Sahibi river, and also the most important point what you have to understand here, that it is a man-made wetland, and currently this wetland is the largest wetland or largest Ramsar site situated in the state of Haryana. Then next one is in the state of Uttar Pradesh. We have Bakhira Wildlife Sanctuary that has been included as a wetland, Ramsar site wetland, and it is situated in the Sant Kabir Nagar district of Uttar Pradesh. Now, this wetland is known to for its winter habitat for a large number of Central Asian bird species again, and the major bird species that actually come here in this particular wetland is grey-headed swamp that you can see from this particular picture here. The next one is Khijadia Bird Sanctuary, that is in Marine National Park, situated on the bank of a river that is called as Dhuav River. Now, this is situated in the state of Gujarat, as you can see from this map here. To the north, you have the Kutch, and to the south, this is the Kathiawar Peninsula. So, somewhere situated on the northwestern part of Kathiawar Peninsula, between the Gulf of Kutch and Kutch Peninsula, is your Khijadia Bird Sanctuary. It is a combination of sweet water lake and the coastal saline water marshland, and known for wintering waterfowls, Cyprus dwaracensis and Tephrosia zamnagarensis. These are the major species that you will find in this particular Ramsar site. Also, this particular Ramsar site has been included into the International Bird Watchers Conference as well. Then we have Point Calir Wildlife and Bird Sanctuary. In 1967, it was known for program that was launched here for the conservation of blackbuck antelope. Apart from that, Himalayan griffon vulture, which are native to Himalayas, are also found in this particular area. And this Point Calir Wildlife and Bird Sanctuary is situated in the state of Tamil Nadu. Now, the wetland that was in news from past few years is a wetland that is called as Theor Bill. Theor Bill is a wetland that is also put under Ramsar category, is situated in the northeastern state of Assam. It is basically a permanent freshwater lake that has formed by the flow of mighty river that is flowing through this area, Brahmaputra river. So, as you can see, the Brahmaputra river flows like this, and in the south you have a major city of Assam, that is Guwahati, and to the south of Brahmaputra river in the district of Guwahati is where the Theor Bill is situated. Now, most importantly, this is the only Ramsar site situated in the state of Assam, and also it is only major stormwater storage basin for the Guwahati city. That means Guwahati city to a large extent depend on the water requirement on the Theor Bill. Now, why this particular wetland was in news? So, recently toxic water and loss of aquatic plant has been observed from this wetland. Encroachment by railways and other habitations, commercial as well as private, is also been observed here. And due to these two factors, The area under this wetland has shrunk by almost 35% since 1980, and that is why it has been declared recently as a eco-sensitive zone, so that to overall regulate the construction and any kind of development that can happen in this particular areas. If you talk about the flora and fauna that is found in the Theor Bill, so it is known for many bird species, especially lesser adjutant stork, spot-billed pelican, Bayer's pochard, greater adjutant stork, as well as white-bellied eagle. Not only that, if we talk about the large mammal, the wild Asiatic elephants also roam around the areas of the Theor Bill. If you look at the forest natural vegetation of this area we are having a deciduous forest, and the major species of tree that you will find here are teak tree, banyan tree, and also silk cotton tree. Now, if talk about this year itself, that is 2024, several wetlands has been included under Ramsar list. These are Magari Conservation Reserve in the state of Karnataka. Then we have Anka Samudra Bird Conservation Reserve again in Karnataka, Aghanashni Estuary in Karnataka. Then two we have in the state of Tamil Nadu, that is Karaivetti Bird Sanctuary, and then we have Longwood Sola Reserve Forest. So 5 major wetlands are there that has been included under Ramsar site. Let us try to understand about each of them one by one briefly. So first is in the state of Karnataka, we have Anka Samudra Bird Conservation Reserve. So it is basically a man-made village irrigation tank that were built century back to provide water for irrigation, for cultivation purposes, agriculture purposes in this area, and currently over 30,000 waterbirds nest and roost in this particular wetland. Also, you talk about more than 1% of the biogeographic population of two bird species. One is painted stork and other is black-headed ibis you will find in this particular bird conservation park. Second is Aghanasni Estuary. Now, Aghanasni Estuary, as you can clearly see, is formed when the Aghanasni river enters into the Arabian Sea. Now, see, this one point is very important to understand, that the river that is flowing to the east of India, they carry a lot of sediment along with themselves, and that is why near the mouth of the river, that is when they enter into the ocean, they form delta, that is the sediment deposits. Here in the western coast of India, rivers carry very less amount of sediment, and that is why the river water simply flows outward into the sea without depositing huge volume of sediment, and thus such kind of areas are what we call as estuary. Now, this Aghanasni estuary, as we can see, supports over 43,000 counts of over 66 waterbird species and over 1% of biogeographical population of 15 waterbird species that is found here. Also, it provides livelihood opportunity to 6,000 to 7,500 families that are located here, especially deriving their livelihood from fishing and other ancillary activities. The next, in Karnataka, we have the Magari Conservation Reserve. Again, it is a human-made wetland covering an area of roughly 50 hectares, and it was constructed to store rainwater for irrigation purposes. Now, it is one of the largest wintering grounds for the bird species, that is bar-headed goose, in the southern part of India, and also it has been declared and designated as an important bird area of India. That is about the Magadi Conservation Reserve. Next is Karaivetti Bird Sanctuary. It is one of the largest congregation of water bird that you will find in the state of Tamil Nadu in this particular sanctuary, and a significant source of groundwater reserve or recharge is also found in this particular bird sanctuary. The major birds that you will find here are bar-headed goose, pin-tailed duck, gargani, as well as northern sowler. Then the last one we have to discuss is in the state of Tamil Nadu, we have the Longwood Sola Reserve Forest. Now, Sola is a term that is used to define or used to represent a tropical rainforest. What we mean by tropical rainforest is the forest which consists of very tall trees in the range of 40 meters to 60 meters, growing in the tropical areas where the rainfall is higher than 200 centimeters. That is, we are talking about the average annual rainfall. So, such forests are called as Sola forest, and basically this Longwood Reserve Forest is a type of Sola forest. Now, globally endangered black-chinned Nilgiri laughing thrush, Nilgiri blue robin and vulnerable Nilgiri wood pigeon are the flagship bird species of this particular forest, and also if you look here, 14 out of 26 endangered endemic bird species of the Western Ghats you will find in this particular reserve forest. Now, what we mean by term endemic? Endemic refers to such kind of flora and fauna which have developed and grown originally in that particular area. That means it is not naturally found in any other part of the world. So, 14 out of 26 endemic bird species that is endemic to the Western Ghat region of India, you will find easily in this Longwood Shola reserve forest. So, these are the major wetland and Ramsar site more specifically that we have to prepare for this year prelims examination. Thank you very much.